Okay, so I've decided to try to just learn a little bit about OCS, and the way that I've done to do so is just to go through a live stream on YouTube. And so if you feel like you want to participate, feel free, but this is mainly for my own personal interest. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I want to learn how to do just the management of OCS in just a little bit of it, just a little bit of a general management of it. And so what I've done here, the first thing is I needed to do is set up a few things regarding, how to log in to OCS. That's the first thing I've done is I made a request against the URL to get the token. I'm getting the token here, and this allows me to, it gives me a validating key to create secrets, which I've gotten by creating a key for this live stream. And when I make a request against this gives me a token, which allows me to then do further requests against it. So this is the token that I need to be able to pass on to other requests so that I can, create, send data or manage the management of this. So first thing I need to do is grab this key and store it in a variable, so then I can use it in the future. And that's what I've done here. So I've just grabbed the response, I'm getting the token and storing it in a variable called access token, and I'll see what it is there. So here I have a variable which is just access token instead. Here this is the current value of it, but this has to change roughly every minute. This is the token value of this, so the token lifetime is just 1 minute. So which means other requests will have to look to say, well, did I make this request within the last minute or so? And if I've done it, then I don't need to make a new request, but if I haven't, I may need to do catching the token. So let me also store a created environment variable, which is going to be, I'm going to set it to expires in, and well, I could set it to 60 all the time. That's not very interesting. So let me set it to let me just grab it. So let expire time, and I'll set it to a new date, and I'll set the expire time, that's set seconds, to be expire time plus not expire time, that gets seconds plus so it's going to be how long I'm going to be doing it, which is pm that environment variable that not environment variable, the response. Okay, the response that expire. This one's gonna be expires in. So that's gonna be one value that's 1 minute in the future. And now I want to set that variable. This is the expire time. Expire time is gonna be this date. Let's just try it out. And let's look at the variable here, and this is 1 minute into the future, so that's the amount of time that I have to do it. So if I have any other values that depends on this, I might check if it's current or not. Let's just do that in a pre-script. I don't need to run this if it's recent. So let's see, I'll get the pm.environment variable.get expire time. Actually, I'll just to match the styles, I'll just do expire dash time here, and just match this here. Time. All right, so my pre-test, I'm gonna get this variable expire time to be this. And so if new date is more recent than expiry time, then I want to exit the loop. Console.log. No need to run. No need to get new values. No need to get new token. Alright, let's just try this out. Let's look at the comment. That wasn't true then. And it's still not true. Let's look at JavaScript compare date. So here we're just going to compare two dates in JavaScript. What do I need to do? Just want to know which one is earlier. Dates.compare. Okay. So I'm going to get my new date, which represents the current time. Just say the current time is equal to new date. Current time that compare. Dates that compare. Dates dot dates. Not all this. I should have current time less than expired. Console.log. Get a new token. I'm just gonna try this out. I need a new token. Just wondering if I'm not just comparing. Yeah, so I'm comparing a string versus a date. So I guess I'm gonna do parse time whenever I get it. Expired. Compare two dates. Okay, let's see if I can just store dates in Postman. Maybe there's a better way of passing that. Okay, and that seems to work out. So here what I've done is I just made a request to get the token right away. And if I get the new, I don't need the new token. and we'll see if I get this working in a little bit more time, then I'll need to get a new token. So now whenever I do not need a new token, what I'll do instead is just exit Postman, stop the current request. Okay. So here I'll just throw, and I think that seems to work. Don't need to get a new token. Throw. Don't need to run. How long was that it? Let me just look at the timestamp. Okay, so it's less than 1 minute. I'll just wait 1 minute and doing this, and then that should give me the kind of the logic for doing it. In the meantime, let me just pull up if I actually type this correctly. Expire time. Expiration. Okay, I'll name my variable this instead. So this is not expire time, it's expiration time. So after this day, to this hour, the value is no longer useful. Okay, okay, 15. So here it should say pre-script or postscript. My pre-script request should say needs a new token because it's been more than 1 minute since I requested that. Need a new token, and actually made the request. If I make a request right now, there's gonna be a error and it won't actually run it. Okay, perfect. Nice if I don't show errors every single time. Let's just verify if there's no other way of doing it. Okay, but this is the request, and so what I'll do here, okay, let's just do let's just do a very simple request. So here I'll just do a get. Let's just do a get to. Let's do something else very simple to say. I'll need to get the token. If it's new one, I'll get the new one. If it's old one, if the token is old, I will go back and get a new token. So what is a very easy request to do? I'll just get the list of tenants. Okay, let's take a look at the request and how I can look at the list of tenants. I'm just gonna get, for example, the list of namespaces. All right, so I need to get this is the URL what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna get method. I need to get the API, and now I'll need to get something called a tenant ID. So where do I get my tenant ID? I can simply look at the code samples and not the code samples, the code sample page, and it will tell me things like tenant ID, placeholder replacement tenant ID. So here what I'll do is tenant ID, create a new one, and I will put the tenant ID here, and this value is one that doesn't change, so I'll just persisted here. There's no security problems with having to know this issue. So here in my namespace, I want to get tenant ID, and it was verify if it's correct by looking at here. It's good. I'm not authorized to do it, so I need to add my authorization. My authorization is gonna come from a bearer token, and the token is gonna be the token that I got, the access token. Okay, so I've done it within 1 minute, so that's fine. If I look at the expire time, okay. Request name is get all namespaces. So I'm a little bit confused as to why it is still viable request. Okay, there we go. We are no longer authorized to make this request. So now I need to get a new request here. And so I need to execute a request before this one in case it doesn't work. So Postman execute query before one. Can show workflows. All right. Set next request. pm.postman.setNet request. That I don't want to set the next request, I want to send the previous request. So I want to get a request in pre-request scripts. So I want to see, can I make a request before this one runs? Yeah, so that's good. That's what I want to do. Stop it. Next request. I want to make a get request. Given that send request. So what I really want to do is be able to make that before this one, if the expiry time is close to the end. Now this is tricky because I can make a send request, but it's going to be asynchronous. So probably means that the previous one is gonna fail. Okay, so let me think more about this and I will come back some other day.